All right, we are live, and the New York Mets are the kings of a little city so nice they named it twice. Sweep the New York Yankees. That's right, we're calling a 2-game series a sweep because that's what you do when you win. Winners write the history books, and the New York Mets just won. And just like we said, everything's going to be fine. Everyone worrying about the Padres series. No. The big bad Yankees come in. If they're big bad fucking 6'7" oaf, he gets shut down all night by Max fucking Scherzer on Scherzer Day. Seth Lugo, the Puerto Rican, the triumphant return. That was more fucking surprising than the end of Endgame, is seeing old Seth Lugo come out to the mound and fucking dropping his 12-6, and the New York Mets sweep the New York Yankees. And that's why you guys have to be chill. That's right, we're talking about Coors Light. Tonight's episode, this fucking whole season is brought to you by Coors Light, the official beer of everything unofficial. You have your weddings, you have your graduations, your barbecues, your Mets get-togethers, the civil wars in houses. Before we went live, Pav said he was talking shit to his Yankee friends all night, and then fucking David Peterson comes in. My boy had to pop open a nice Blue Mountain, drink it down, chill out a little bit. When the mountains on the bottle are blue, you know it's ready to go. It's going to be the beer we're going to be drinking at the parade, whether it's the Subway Series, the World Series, Houston. I don't even know who else is in the American League. I don't even care. All I care about is us. So when you're going to be going down to the King and Heroes, cake, punch, Coors Light, the beer that's made to chill. Summer chill starts with Coors Light. Make the most of your summer with a chance to win exclusive chill merch, fun local experiences, even a trip to New York, Chicago, or Los Angeles. Enter win at CoorsLight.com/believe. No purchase necessary. Sweepstakes ends August 15, 2022. Game ends September 6, 2022. All 50 U.S. states. Washington, D.C. 21 or older only. Void prohibited. For rules, visit CoorsLightSummer.com. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. All right. Housekeeping's out of the way.
Marte Parte!
Start dancing, boys. Start dancing. Look at my guy, Kyle. My guy, Kyle, for the people listening on the podcast, he's sweating. He did his run tonight during the Subway Series, no less, and we get the W. So let's end the jinx talk right now. Guy needed an all-star break, and he's looking good. How we doing right now, Kyle, baby?
Over 12 and a half miles. I was feeling good when Scherzer was cruising, and then I texted you guys about Peterson looking like shit in the bullpen. Every time they panned over there, he was shaking his head no. And then they still went with him, and I'm like, God fucking damn it. I had to crank up the treadmill here. Like, I'm going to see if I can show it to you guys, if I can flip it around. Ugh. Nope.
Nope.
Ready? Do you see the water on it?
Jesus, that's Subway Series sweat right there.
Disgusting. I was cruising. I was running for rallies. We got it done. And you know what? I was feeling good going into that ninth inning. I actually had it in the draft. So I already had the win tweet ready to go. We're built for that. That is our team. That is what we are built for. We are built for the postseason, and that's what it was tonight. It was the postseason in July.
This team is different. This team is built different. It's built like a team that wins games in October. We've seen the team across town built like this, right? A pain in the fucking ass, and that's what we are. And we'll get into the managerial decisions later in the game, especially from Aaron Boone. He gave us, I think, another cookie, and our manager doesn't really do that all that often. And you said it absolutely perfectly. I just want to say, for the people listening can't see, KFC is currently in a car in LA going for the red eye back. We're going to get him on as soon as he gets through security. Trust me, there's anywhere Kevin wants to be right now, it's talking shit to Yankee fans on the internet. Phil, how are we doing right now, baby?
Ed, on mute. I am ecstatic. I'm sweating. I went through game 7. Like, that's I called it in a chat with my friends earlier. I was like, if they need to get more than 2 runs, because as soon as Max leaves this game, I'm terrified for whatever reliever comes in, because I know Edwin's not available tonight. I don't know who's pitching. I wasn't expecting to see David Peterson come in. Glad Buck pulled out after only 3 batters, and I can't believe what Seth Lugo did. This is the best Lugo's looked all year. Like,
the second he threw that seatbelt curveball, I was like, I think he got his hands on some sticky stuff.
yes. And you know what? If he did, good for him. We needed it.
Yep. If they figured out a way to hide it at home, whatever it takes to get Lugo to get that fucking curveball going, it made all the difference in the world. And I said it before the end of the game too. I said that was, for me, was the biggest takeaway tonight. There was nothing that was out of the ordinary, but if that Lugo is there, it's one less problem we have to worry about. I think tonight also proved 8th inning, still an absolute crapshoot when David Peterson's coming in. Kyle Damas, by the way, first fucking inning, you go, Herman had some get me over curveballs. Pete's going to feast tonight. Sure enough, Pete home run next inning. And then you said Peterson, the bullpen shaking everything off, not looking good. He's going to look like shit. And sure enough, home run. Buck does the old. Buck gives him the quick hook. He doesn't fuck around with David Peterson. That's like the third time I feel like he's done that to Peterson. To give you like, obviously Kyle was sweating probably both from the treadmill and the goddamn pressure. Phil's fucking, probably biting his fingernails. Entire cup of sunflower seeds. I started this in like the fucking 5th inning too. This wasn't, the whole game. And I was like, the nerves start kicking in. Max looking pretty much like Max for the whole time. And God damn it feels fucking good. I just saw Mets 21-28. First sweep since 2014, which this is a little bit of a weird sweep. It's a 2-game series, but still just an unbelievable stat. I can't believe we've ever swept the Yankees.
See the way that teams are built right now, and they're like, the Astros are the Mets South, the Dodgers are the Mets West, and we're the Mets East, and they need to figure out what the fuck they're doing against that, because I'm legitimately serious. I think that Max pitched around LeMahieu because he's a contact hitter and he was touching him up all night because he knew he had Judge's number. That's when he's like, the whole night he was pitching so calm on the mound. He was just going through his bag of tricks, and then whenever he actually needed to get somebody out, he got that dog in him. He came right up and he was like, here you go. You're not going to hit this. And that's exactly what he did.
Yeah. And again, let's see. Pretty much, am I reading this right? Everyone had a hit tonight except for McNeil. That's fucking crazy. I don't. It
felt like that. We kept getting guys on base. We just couldn't crack them.
Yeah.
But, we did at the end.
That Vogelbach, when they didn't pinch hit Vogelbach, I was like, oh God, this is going to hurt me so much but in the end, it doesn't really matter. But yeah, just like first and second, no out, second and third, I think it was like 1 out at one point and just couldn't get him in. But I mean, that's a team win. And again, I alluded to it earlier. When I saw Aaron Boone bring in his lefty, and I don't know who else was available in the bullpen, and I go, we're turning around Escobar right now. Like that's that. I thought he was going to walk it off, but I was like, that's at least good. He's going to get a hit here because he is a good. We said it in the pregame show. He just has to start batting righty. He's batting like I texted you guys today. It was 201 or 207.
He has like 850 OPS versus lefties and like a 551 versus righties. It's very obtuse.
Yeah, very obtuse. When Meek Phil's throwing the O word around, shit is fucked up. You're doing something wrong. And kind of just again. Well, you guys want a little cherry on top? Let's just a reminder: the Braves lost this afternoon. Like,
three games up. The mighty Braves.
The mighty Braves. Peterson,
Vogelbach, and Jankowski are like a mega person where one dude just does nothing but gets on base and the other guy can run. That's going to be perfect come playoff season if they're both still on the team. It's like, we need a base runner. Go put that fat dude up at the plate because he's like Euclid in his prime right now. And then when he gets on base, put him back in the dugout and bring out the fastest guy on our team.
I do this with everything, and I did it this afternoon on the preview pod. But I always try to think of when there's two people involved. I just think of old school wrestling tag teams, and it's like I did it with the picture of Frank the Tank and Clemmer, and it's almost like Vogelbach and Jankowski are like the same body type. It's like just the big dude and the little dude, and it's just like me and Robbie, same kind of thing. It's like the big dude and the little dude. It's Cade and X-Pac, whatever it may be, and that is going to be like the combo that's in Buck's like.
Oh shit! We actually scared the Yankees. They're acquiring Andrew Benintendi.
Wow.
We made them acquire Andrew Benintendi. Holy shit.
Breaking news. They're like, we can't keep up with this team. We need someone else in the lineup. They're good. Do they go? I wonder if they go back to Toronto at all this year, which I guess, it's just a series or whatever. Yeah. But what are the Blue Jays? Are the Blue Jays potentially in the playoffs? Like what's the playoff?
They're the top wild card team.
The top wild card. Okay. So,
Braves, I think 2 behind.
An unvaxxed man into that clubhouse. The Yankees are running scared right now. Yeah, I don't know what else to say, man. I'm just fucking hyped. Kyle, what were you saying? I'm sorry.
Frank and Clemmer. I instantly was like, that's Pinky in the Brain. That is, you put those things next to her, it is uncanny.
Pinky in the Brain is a good one. Pinky in the Brain is a good one. And I tweeted this out. I truly did mean it though. That first at bat of Scherzer versus Judge, or maybe it was the second at bat, where every fucking pitch was like screaming applause by one side or the other based on a ball or strike. That's what fucking baseball is about, man. And I know like it's easy to say it after the Mets win, but I was saying at the time, like, man, this town is just fucking different. It's the same at the Garden when you hear that Knicks defense and this whole city's together, but just hearing that, like, you don't get that in baseball crowds everywhere. This is a special place, special series. And I'm probably on the lesser side of the Subway Series until I'm in it. But man, that was fucking awesome. It was just great. We got the brooms out. The Coors Lights are being drank right now, and everything is fucking good. Nick Buono is already trolling like a motherfucker. If you see a troll from the We Gotta Believe account, 90% chance it's Nick. The other 10% is Phil, because Phil is a low-key troll motherfucker as well. Trying to think of what else happened in the game there. It was, Max was awesome. When he had to hunker down, he hunkered down. That's what you spend all that money for, worth every goddamn penny of Uncle Stevie, Starling Marte. These are guys we would not have gotten with the Wilpons. When we did our free agency preview back in November or whenever we were doing it, Scherzer wasn't even on my list. I did say Marte. I was like Marte a few times, but I'm like, we can't afford him. That's Wilpon thinking. This is the new world we live in. We get the Martes. We get the Scherzers. We're the leader in the clubhouse that the Heymans are going to be bringing up. By the way, Buster Olney, I noticed he didn't mention us with Soto. Go fuck yourself, Buster Olney. Just because you lost your family farm saying we were to get George Springer, you have this fucking grudge against us. Go fuck yourself. That was the other thing. Finding out that this game was on ESPN, not realizing it until I was looking all over. I went to SNY, I went to WPIX, and then I was like, motherfucker, ESPN it is. And I guess they could have been worse, but if I have to hear Eduardo Perez's voice, if I have to hear Thomas Nito, all this kind of bullshit, I guess Cohen was all right, but it was just, it was tough, man. It was tough.
Eduardo Escobar sounds like a mix between Kermit and a guy who's got like a heavy bass voice, and I can't understand like half of the shit that he says. I seriously can't understand what comes out of his mouth. Like, texted you guys, I'm like, thank God he's not our manager, because if we had to listen to that in the post-game pressers, game after game after game, and his baseball knowledge, I'm sure it's there, but it's comical because anytime he spoke tonight, it was almost exactly wrong.
It's like he's like Fozzie Bear or something. He just has a crazy thing. Lugo broke that guy's legs. Who was that? Was it Donaldson?
It was Donaldson.
Donaldson, yeah. I didn't even realize how like when they call it strong, I was like, oh my God, that was yikes. That was tough to see.
It was honestly, if you look at it, the game itself was like textbook baseball up until the 8th inning, and then all hell broke loose. Like, shout out to Gleyber Torres because he crushed that ball oppo. It's not an easy hit, even though he gave him a dick shot. But then you have like Escobar hits a double. We move him over because Nito with a great bunt. And then you got Nimmo busting it down the line because that easily could have been 2 outs. And that changes the whole like trajectory of the game, the defense, everything that's going on. It's just like we're gritty.
We're gritty. That's for lack of a better term. Dan Campbell would be fucking have a huge heart on as he watches the Mets just grinding out at bats. I saw, Herman, you just look at that in like the second inning, he's up to like 35, 36 pitches. And you're like, all right, here we go. Get back into that pen. Got to see the big bad Clay Holmes. The big bad Clay Holmes ain't so big and bad. He's good. He's a good fucking pitcher. Those numbers where they were like most percentage ground balls or least amount of it was like Zach Britton. It was like guys who were having like career years, and he's just up there with them. But he's kind of on an island now without King, and Chapman's a fucking joke of a guy. He's one of their sixth inning guy after last night.
He also ended up going through like a murderer's row of like Canna, who never swings, Vogelbach, who never swings. McNeil's a pretty free swinger, but he knows how the strike zone works. So it's like, if you can make even guys like that work, it's frustrating, and eventually they're going to give you something.
Yeah, exactly. And I see the people in the chat right now talking about Peterson, kind of both sides of it. Well, you can't blame Peterson for this. I think they had to see if Peterson could be that guy. Peterson can't be that guy. It's just that simple. There will be plenty of other roles for Peterson to fill in this team. It's just, it's not the 8th inning against the New York Yankees. That's number one on the list, and probably not the 8th inning guy in general. And everyone is like, oh, well, we definitely need a bullpen arm. We need 2 bullpen arms if we want to win the fucking World Series, because there's no way you could have a question mark. Lugo being maybe found money the rest of the way, or at least maybe a couple weeks. That's awesome. But you cannot put our fucking faith. And again, this is not the Wilpon thing. And this isn't like, all right, Addison Reed and Familia, and we just fucking pray going there and out, or Tyler Clippard. We have to go out and get the best potential options that we can get with the prospects and all the other teams out there. No ifs, ands, or maybes about it right there. So,
and by the way, DeGrom's coming back.
Yeah, and by the way, DeGrom's coming back. We touched on that earlier today. Phil, myself, Phil, and Kevin. What were your takeaways from that start and everything? Kyle's like our fucking like pitching guru now. Low key, Kyle was quite an athlete back in the day. He doesn't really like to talk about it. Someone at Barstool the Ballpark came up to me and was like, Kyle doesn't really like talk about it, but he was fucking legit back in the day. He's a pretty modest guy. I said, yeah, he fucking won like money on the $25,000 pyramid, and we found it out by like going through his profile one day.
I mean, he's just tweaking things. He's not ramping it up. That's a bullpen that he's just throwing against the guys. He doesn't care who he's facing. He doesn't care who's coming up to the plate. He's just tinkering with things, making sure everything feels right. I'm not concerned in the least. And I need him to go full tilt right from the start because he's getting that hypochondriac type of persona that everyone's sticking on him. And I really don't think he's that guy. I just think it's been shitty this whole time. It's messing with his head. This is going to be a clean slate, and he's going to come out of the gates like a thoroughbred.
Yep. And I forgot about this. Dylan just said this too. Trevor May coming back. That's another guy who we're going to have in the pen. Jake's starting it up.
I need 3 guys. 3 guys that I'm like.
3 bullpen guys?
Including Diaz.
Oh, okay.
I need 3 guys where no matter what, you're just interchanging 7 and 8, 8 and 9, whatever it is, no matter the circumstance. And you're like, okay, he can have an off night, but it can't be like a flip of the coin. Because it seems like we just have too many of those guys.
I'm at peace with not having like a nuclear option against a lefty, even though that'd be nice. I just don't know if I don't know how many guys are even like that right now. And the rules make it so hard to really fit that piece in with the 3-batter minimum rule. I mean, there was just so many times. I mean, you saw with Judge, it's like, all right, if we get Judge out, now we have this righty facing Rizzo. And just because of that first home run in the first game yesterday, I'm a little scared of Rizzo whenever he comes up just because that stupid goddamn swing. Robertson's out there. I see the people talk about it. Holderman, I'm not losing any sleep over Holderman. I just can't do it. Vogelbach is he's good, man. He works the count. He gets on base. And, I think he's going to, when he starts matching, we're going to really fall in love with him. That's at least what I think. I think when we're facing right-handed lineups, this offense is going to look completely different thanks to Vogelbach and then whatever other. Again, we're going to get a bat as well. There's no doubt in my mind. This is Uncle Stevie land. You guys are watching Starling Marte. You're watching Max Scherzer. This doesn't happen unless we have fucking Uncle Stevie here. It's just that simple. How's the temperature of Twitter right now, Phil? How's the internet?
Oh, everyone's going nuts. Now I'm already being told, oh, Andrew Benintendi's got to turn his team around, blah, blah, blah. It's like, I don't care. But we're forcing them to trade for an outfielder that can't play in 9 more of their games or whatever it is.
And Yankee fans who shit on Benintendi for years, and now all of a sudden he's
I'll probably get a Benny Bicep shirt or something. Just take that old nickname, just put pinstripes.
He's Clint Frazier with a different name. That's how I'm going to look at it.
Now, does this one hurt the Red Sox fans? Like, I feel like Benintendi, I don't know how much he was beloved by the time he left. I feel like he came up big, but does this another, like, obviously nothing will touch, the Damon shit and some of the other guys the Yankees got over the year, but I feel like this might hurt our Red Sox brothers in the Met Sox connection, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So
plus,
again,
he's crushing it out in Kansas City, but Kansas City is no New York, so.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. A little different. So to any Red Sox fans watching, the Met Sox connection we announced, there's some potential bandwagon fans joining. Our doors are open. The motto is fuck the Yankees. That is the Met Sox connection. We are fucking one and the same. A very healthy alliance here. We love you guys. We want you guys to love us back. Have something to root for. It's usually the tables are turned by the trade deadline. We're like, all right, just rooting for the Red Sox, through in the Yankees. Root for us. Little brother, whatever the fuck you want to call it, our World Series. We won 2 World Series games, boys. Fucking 2 more to go and we get a ring, right? Isn't that how it goes?
They have no comebacks too. There's no creativity whatsoever. And they were silent the entire game. He hits that home run and then they all come out like all these creatures. And then the second our rally gets going, they all go back into their troll holes.
Yep.
Nothing.
It's tough to see a once great fan base kind of, disappearing right in front of our eyes. It's you really just hate to see it.
Biggest takeaways? I think Marte low-key now has the highest average on the team. He goes 0-for-3 with 3 strikeouts and then ends up having 2 huge hits down the stretch. Like, the pickups that we got, our guys that were like the offseason acquisitions came through big in both of these games.
So when he came up, I was thinking, I don't know if there's anyone I want up more than him against a lefty. Like Marte here, because he was hot. I mean, Pete, obviously, but other than Pete, which is kind of like a cheat, I think he's our best hitter against lefties. He's batting 320, like you said. There was really no one else I had. And it's like I don't have to worry about him getting into the double play. By the way, Nimmo, that was huge too. I mean, granted, it was just, he didn't fuck up, but lefty on lefty matchup. Again, thank you. Thank you, Aaron Boone. Thank you. Who gave up? Tim Wakefield. Thank you, Tim Wakefield, for giving up that knuckleball home run to Aaron Boone back in 2003 to set the events in motion that would have Aaron Boone be the manager of the Yankees. I don't have to hear the gabagools about the 28th ring for the last few years with him as manager. And now I have him giving my team games every single night they play him. It's an absolute dream right now. Absolute dream. Man. We'll start taking some calls here. We'll get I'll put the link in the chat. call in here. Now, this is the one thing. This is the one thing we're gonna say. Yesterday, we had our guy Pask on PASQ. He brought the fucking energy. You guys want to come on? Bring the energy. That's all we're asking. Keep it going. Get everyone fucking going on. If you have, I feel like just like imagine you're talking to your friends in front of Yankee fans. Bring the fucking passion, whatever's left. Again, I ate like 1,000 seeds. That's where all my energy went. You guys fucking carry us the rest of the way and give us some fucking energy. You guys are our guys out of the bullpen. By the way, Kyle, my takeaway from the game is Lugo. Lugo, I promise you, I will not trust Lugo to be what he was. But if he has to come in the spot like he did tonight, I'll be fine with it. I'll be fine with it in the long run. Phil, what was your takeaway of the night?
That we just won the fucking game. We won our World Series. That's really all that matters. Now we get to go to Miami and see Sandy Alcantara on Friday.
Oh God. God damn it, Phil. Why do you have to do that, man?
We gotta forge in the iron. We gotta go through the turmoil. Yeah. So then we'll be clear and ready to go during the postseason. We'll be like, well, there's no Sandy Alcantara out there at least.
It's the greatest underdog story in sports. No one wants to give us a shot.
What did what's his name say? Nito. He's like, it should be illegal for us to face Sandy Alcantara 3 times in like a weekend. Somehow we're doing it.
4 times this season. 4 times like a month.
Well, did you see they put up the OPS of worst catching years for the Mets ever? And 2 of the fucking years are both James McCann years. In the history of the Mets, you've been on the team for 2 years, and in those 2 years, you made the top, I don't know, what was it, 8? Of the worst years ever in Mets history. In 60 years, congratulations, James McCann, on your $10 million a year. Unfucking believable.
Unfucking believable. All right, we're going to start taking some calls now. We're giving it to Sky. Sky, you're leading me off, baby. How we doing?
Let's go. Boys, you have no idea. You have no idea. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you great, baby. Keep me going.
Can I drink on this live stream?
Are you drinking responsible? Drinking your Coors Light?
Only responsible Coors Light.
Okay, great.
Only responsible.
There it is.
All I know is that these gabagool Yankee fucks can actually bend over and bend the knee like Aaron Judge did 5 fucking times tonight. I won't hear it from them again.
Yeah.
Come on.
I don't want to hear, Pete shouldn't be MVP. You guys want to see an MVP? Look at Aaron Judge. I don't want to hear that anymore. I know Pete showed up. I know Pete showed up for this fucking series, and I can't say the same about Aaron Judge.
Pete is batting over 600 on this homestand. Let's keep that in mind. His OPS is above 910 now.
Jesus Christ, I didn't realize that.
The guy is going off right now. I don't blame David Peterson for the issues tonight, but sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm saying he's the only player that goes into the home run derby and comes out stronger. That's how he gets his swing right. He's got to go off for the Midsummer Classic.
He's a second half man, and by the way, he had an astounding first half. So
astounding. Good word. Good word, Sky.
Thank you so much, Clem. Let me just say, I am super excited right now, guys. I live in LA, by the way. So I am out here in a wilderness of stupid Dodger fans. And I'm so happy to get into this right now because there's no one else around me. I'm the only Mets fan here.
How is it out there? Like, have you been out there for a while?
Yeah, I've been out for about 2 years now.
So is it just like every time are they just like, are we going to get Soto or are we going to get, maybe we'll get Chris Brown? Like, do they just start throwing around names like the old Yankee fans used to basically?
I mean, I'm not going to lie. There are real Dodgers fans out here, but I don't know any. Like they really don't exist. The fake Dodgers fans that do exist out here, they like to say that, the Dodgers are going back to, but last year was hilarious too. We're going back to back. You guys won a championship in a 60-game series. What are you talking about? Like, what on earth are you talking about? With Trevor fucking Bauer, fuck that guy. Okay, I don't want to hear about it. All right.
Yep.
So this is the real deal. Thank you guys for having me on for real.
No problem. Thanks for coming on, my brother. Whatever you do, if you see any real Dodgers fans, proceed cautiously because I blog a lot of videos. Those motherfuckers are ruthless. For people that are known as like casual fans, they are some fucking. They are
no. They have real fans. I just don't know any. I won't discredit Dodgers fans. They do have real fans. I just haven't met any out here.
And I will say this. I've been to one Dodger game my entire life, and it might have been the worst traffic I've ever been to. And I said to my wife, I would 100% be the come in the third, leave in the seventh, because it is that bad. It's like imagine going to Citi Field, but there's like one single lane road in, one single lane road out. It's
a nightmare.
Hell.
I was there on Monday. I was in the cheap seats on Monday. It was, they lost to the Nationals, by the way, which is hilarious. So yeah. Our king, Juan Soto, who will eventually be a New York Met, come 2025 or come this year, whatever it is. I don't care. Stevie's going to get it done. Yep. I hope. But anyway, yeah, they're not. I hope for them that, the real Dodgers fans do exist, but I'm not talking about them anyway. I'm talking about the Mets right now.
That's right. LFGM. Give me your biggest takeaway of the series right now. What was your big moment?
Okay,
takeaway,
so
whatever?
pitching is nails. We let up what 3 runs yesterday, right? And 2 runs today. That's 18 innings, 5 runs in 18 innings get the best offense in the league.
He's a math guy too. Look at fucking
I am.
Scott.
Come on, I'm a pretty. By the way, I'm more on Phil's side. I'm more of a stats guy. Like I can just give you all these stats. But another stat I saw yesterday from Mike Mayer on Twitter, I think, Adam Ottavino has something like a .93 ERA in the last 28 and the third innings pitched. That's unbelievable. Sick. So we're not even talking about that enough. But good for him. My biggest takeaway is that when the big situations arise, we're doing something that I haven't experienced. I mean, we had 2015. I was applying to college in 2015 during our World Series run. So I was like, busting home from my college essay tutor writer, everything, like trying to get everything, like trying to watch these games as much as I could. And I got so lucky to even at least watch that run. But this is a different year than that. This is a totally different year than that. This is a real team.
Yep.
And it's been real since the day, since we made those acquisitions in November. So
yeah, exactly.
Like that's the biggest difference that I've seen in any other team that I've watched. The first year I remember is like 05, like kind of 06, kind of I was like 7 or 8. So I mean, this is something that I've never experienced before, and like I'm a true. I don't get this. This is amazing for us. For all of us.
Fans, this is the team that cements their fandom, like moving forward. Like
the new ones, and I'm so happy that the new Mets fans get to experience this now.
Yeah.
The people who are my little brothers, the people who are young, anybody else who exists out there who's not 24 or you guys a little older, but still young, of course. Point is, like, this is the team that's going to solidify Mets fandom in New York, in Connecticut, where I'm from, or in New Jersey, or in LA, wherever we are. This is the real team.
Yep.
And I have one last thing to say. So my dad was born in 1962. His dad was a Brooklyn Dodgers fan, right? He's from Brooklyn, born and raised. But then obviously at some point they left. And my dad's born in 1962, and my grandfather decided to become a Mets fan. He said, I'm not going to root for the fucking Yankees. That's not fucking happening.
Yep.
And he was, in 86, he was 24 when they won the World Series. And I'm 24 right now.
There you go.
And that's a little bit of magic.
Did you tweet that stat at me?
I think I did. I don't know.
I had someone tweeting this shit at me. It was like a magic, like a little magic numbers thing.
Just a little piece of magic. It's a tiny little piece of magic. Just one of a whole myriad of lists of things that's gonna lead us to the promised land this year.
Yep.
And if I'm not on that parade in Cohen lineup with you guys, then I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
You got the Coors Light already, my friend. So we'll see you down there, baby. LFGM, thanks for calling in, my dude. Yeah,
Let's
cheers,
fucking
man.
go
Raise
Mets.
it up. LFGM. That's a good fucking call. Good way to set the pace right there. And that's we've said it throughout the thing, and we don't have Kevin on who would probably just start yelling at people right now, which might be a good thing. He got on a rant yesterday as well. However, this is the beginning of everything changing here. As long as Steve Cohen is fine, healthy, and still rich, everything is going to work out. And it's the guys like Sky, it's the younger people, it's my kids, it's the kids that I was ready to make lacrosse fans so they didn't become Yankees fans or have to live through Mets fandom. This is what it's all about. And, it's not about tonight. It's about this whole fucking season. We've been telling people this team is good. They just took down the fucking big bad Yankees 2 games in a row. I don't know what else you guys have to fucking, see to believe. So,
we have a pretty big contingent of Mets fans in California that do watch these live streams. Like when we go post game, I feel like a lot of the people we bring on are in California.
Yep.
So maybe you get a little, we got to believe contingency out there. You guys can get a bar watch going.
We'll go and going. And speaking of Mets fans right here, we got my guy Chris Castellani joining the show.
Before we start, Castellani, congrats on your walk-off win today. I saw that in the cave.
Yes, fine. That was wonderful. It was a little as I've referred to it, a Dixie cup of water when you're starving or dying of thirst in the desert. Watching the Tigers. This year, thanks for having me on, guys. I mean, an incredible game. What's weird, man? Okay, like when I was in Omaha, that was a week. That was a week of investment with Mitzi and the Rebels, and I wouldn't have had it any other way. Somebody I live with tonight got mad at me and said, "What are you yelling about?" And I had to respond, "I'm watching the Mets." So like now I'm in it like to the end now. One thing that I didn't bring up when I was on here last time is that I think that Scherzer injury in May is going to end up being one of the best things that ever happened to you guys. And I'll tell you why. Because Max Scherzer is, and I know he doesn't pitch like he's 38 years old now, right? You didn't sign Max Scherzer so you could win games in May, right? If you wanted to, you would have signed Michael Pineda, right? Like that's you got this guy to win games, meaningful games in the summer, to win meaningful games in September, and to win meaningful games in October. And if it was an arm injury, shoulder, elbow, it would be completely different. But like, what was it? Was it like a hip or a leg that he was out with for that period of time? I don't even remember what it was, but it wasn't something that was like super impactful. The fact that he had that stretch off, you guys not only treaded water but succeeded. I mean, if not for the Braves going insanely hot, like you would have, maintained a solid division lead there. And you see what he's doing. Like this guy, Scherzer, I just researched it as I was on hold here. Max Scherzer in his 20s had a 3.58 ERA. In his 30s, he's got a 2.73. Like he's gotten better as he's gotten older, man. Like he is. I watched him win a Cy Young in Detroit. The juxtaposition between where he was then and who he is now, it's staggering. Like he's not going anywhere. Him and it's like sad that him and Verlander are on the same rotation, but there's the similarities there are apparent where both of these guys look like two guys who could pitch into their mid 40s right now. Yep. And that game tonight, there's been multiple moments over these last two games, that the Diaz spike in the 9th inning last night, and then the 2-run shot in the 8th inning tonight, where it was, here's the Mets moment. Here's where things go sideways. Maybe it leads to a losing streak, whatever. But at the same time, you felt like, here's where they blow it in a big game situation, and they rally back. I mean, we still got a ways to go, but I picked up on it early that this team was different, and the vibe is different, and the way that they rallied off of Peralta there in the 9th, to me, proved that, because that would have been an easy let's fold and go on to the next series game. And they just keep rallying, man. I mean, it's a really fun, really likable team, and compared to what I've had to watch, it's been a breath of fresh air for sure.
Yeah, I mean, Chris, just your general aura, let alone the good juju. You took Mincy to a goddamn College World Series, and just a guy who fucking knows his baseball because you're fucking obsessed with it.
Yes.
I love having you on the team, and I mean, you were on it early, and it was almost like, to us, it's like, if Chris is on it, how come all the other Mets fans? It's like, at some point you just have to just not worry. Everyone's going to go at their own speed. It might take people 5 years, 5 World Series before they finally stop worrying about all the other kind of bullshit. But like you said, man, this team is different, and it's because the players on it are different. Max Scherzer is built different. Fucking throw the smoke emoji out of the nose. The guy is a fucking crazy person. Your boy, Starling Marte. I got to throw this on the screen right now. I didn't see this going on, but I don't know. I know Kevin doesn't like these kind of things, but I like the fucking victory sombrero for the player of the game. It's sometimes it's that kind of stupid shit that keeps shit running when the dog days are coming. I think Buck called this like death month or something, because this is when everything starts hurting and you're just aching and everyone's tired. And sometimes it's just a stupid sombrero that keeps these guys.
They had that ready to give to Aaron Judge, but he only struck out 3 times tonight.
They painted it green instead of golden.
I know, like, as fans, obviously you're tense in that moment, but as somebody who, I mean, at some point will have a dog in this fight, but watching it, Scherzer versus Judge with 2 on, 2 outs there. I mean, that's baseball theater, dude. Like that's what you like watching that, the 2 of the best going up against each other. I mean, I live for that stuff, man. I thought that was brilliant. Yeah.
It was awesome. And I said it, I wrote it, but I didn't tweet it until after it was over, because it would have hurt too much.
Right.
It was really awesome. Every ball and strike was being cheered by the opposite teams there. And you don't really get that, all the time, especially the way baseball is kind of now. It is one of the things that makes the Subway Series special. You want to hang out, Chris, for a little bit? You cool? Or you?
Oh, dude, I'm here to stay if you guys want to have me. Yeah.
Fuck yeah, man. I got to throw it to my boy Pask. We're gonna throw Pask on now. He brought the heat last time. He was our fucking closer last episode. How we doing, Pask, baby? Yeah, he's dancing right now. We're feeling good.
Kyle motherfucking Gelling, Meek Phil, Chris, great to talk to you, man. I'm a big fan of your shit. I'm a fucking, I gotta tell you, I'm a Lions fan. Got it tattooed on my leg.
Let's go, baby.
Die hard Detroit Lions fan. Die hard.
This guy's been through some shit. He's a Mets fan and a Lions fan.
This guy's seen some stuff.
I've seen some fucking shit. I've seen some shit. But Kyle, you hit the fucking nail on the head before, my friend. Kyle Gelling, you Rolex wearing, treadmill walking, wheeling and dealing motherfucker. Let me tell you something about those fucking Yankee fans. Quiet as fucking shit for 8 fucking innings. All of a sudden, that blowjob, Gleyber Torres, hits a fucking home run, and everyone's going wild. And all my fucking Met fans, they're fucking quitting. They're saying, good night. Here comes Lugo. We're done. Fuck you. No, it ain't done. All right, let me tell you something. You're going to tell me that the fucking game is over in the 8th inning. You know what? Jump on the fucking Frank the Tank fucking train and go home. I don't want to fucking hear it because it ain't over till it's fucking over. I did not lose any fucking belief. I always believe in this fucking team. That was a fucking great game. That's a fucking great sweep. And you know what? If they're fucking lucky, they'll see us in the World Series. So fuck the Yankees.
But
Fuck the Yankees.
your lips to God's ears.
Pass the goat. Yeah, I mean, this is why you guys have to subscribe to the YouTube, because Pask he's an electric person to listen to. He has the most beautiful mustache I've seen in fucking years just on his face. Were you dating the girl that had the party like it's 1986?
Bro, no, I actually have to talk to you about that, Clem. That is not my girlfriend.
Okay, I apologize.
No, okay. Well, I showed my fiance the video and I was like, yo, I was on We Gotta Believe last night. And I was like, I don't know who the 86. I honestly don't remember. I remember someone wearing that shirt, but I don't remember who that was. So
it was someone else's girlfriend, but you had a mustache off against her. Against him, against him. That would have been quite an interesting contest as well.
Clem, you kind of put me on the spot there. That was a rough look, man. You kind of fucked me there, Clem. You know what I mean?
So, Pass, what was your big moment from the game tonight? What was your biggest takeaway?
I mean, I'll be honest with you. So I had a meeting at my firehouse. So I came in like the 3rd, 4th inning. So I missed the Pete home run. But I'll be honest with you, man, watching Scherzer come out, throw, 7 shutout innings. I mean, when Peterson came out, hindsight's 2020, like, yeah, I'm sitting there going like, yeah, he shouldn't have pulled him, but whatever. He was at 100 pitches. It is what it is. I mean, so the standout performer is Scherzer. The standout anything was Scherzer going 7 shutout. But listen, it was nice seeing them come back. It was nice seeing them play small ball to win the game. You know, it's kind of nice that we didn't just win it on a swing. You know, it's nice to see the guys run the bases and bunt and move guys over. I mean, that's the shit that fucking wins you games in the playoffs, because how many times do you see with the fucking Yankees where they're so reliant on the home run, they're so reliant on putting it over the fence. Once that shit slows down, they can't do nothing. So we have a nice combination. You know, the bullpen, listen, it's obvious. We need bullpen arms. Yep. We need bullpen arms. I'm not gonna deny that. And I think we need another bat or two. And like we said yesterday, we'll see what happens in the next couple of days. But this was really good. This felt good. And, you know, come out. I'm not trying to look too far ahead. What is it, a 3-game series against the Marlins?
Yes, Marlins and Nationals, and then the Braves fucking gauntlet begins.
Yeah, well, dude, fuck the Braves. Fuck them fucking hillbillies. How many times I gotta fucking tell you, Clem?
What was the record? 20-22 against winning teams, or it was something like that. Jolly Olive tweeted earlier today. They're 13-13 against the NL East, and it's like,
fuck them. Fuck them. They could all go shit in their fucking hat. Fuck them hillbillies.
That's our guy, Pats, man. I love you, brother. Keep bringing the energy. People say they want you.
I love you, boys.
Come on whenever you get
Have a good night. Let's go, Mets.
LFGM.
By the way, Nats watch August 2nd, trade deadline August 2nd. Come out to Blue Haven. We're doing it up big. And then August 6th, Barstool at the ballpark. All the things are all coming together, Clem. This is the perfect storm for the second half, for the July resupply. It's all coming together. We got to get fat on the Nats and the Marlins, and then we're going to face off against the Braves. And if you want to be the best, you got to beat the defending champions.
You guys are facing Alcantara, right, in that series?
Oh, yeah.
Friday night, we gotta be ready.
Which you know what? You're one of the only teams that's gotten to him. You're one of the only teams,
Yep.
and he still went 7. But what was it? 7-5 earned, I believe. I was in Omaha for that series. That was in.
Yeah,
Miami.
it took a wacky inning, but still counts the same.
Yeah, with him, you take what you can get. Yeah.
Chris, I called that fucking. It was a blind fucking squirrel finds it up, and I said the Mets are gonna get to him. They're gonna just grind it out. I didn't know there would be like a bunch of wacky shit happening, but by the grace of gods, I called that one. So yeah, it's like we have to face Alcantara. It's like in the stars, but Phil's been calling the Nationals expansion team all year, and by that point after the deadline, they may be worse than an expansion team. So yeah, Blue Haven East. August 2nd on Tuesday, and then August 6th, game 2 of the doubleheader. Barstool the Ballpark. Get your tickets now because these are definitely going to sell out. It is the game 2 of the doubleheader. Jacob DeGrom strikeout counter bobblehead as well. We've been getting all the sweet giveaways. We had the David Wright Funko Pop. We had the Pete Alonso Polar Bear bobblehead, the Lindor Gnome, and now the Jacob DeGrom. I mean, that's fucking. Those are studs, all studs there. Chris, you met Pask. Now we're going to introduce another friend of ours. His name is Mets2128, and he makes Frank the Tank look like an optimist sometimes. How we doing, baby?
Here we go. Let me put it like this. Tonight, back into the game scared me, but I'm glad Lugo was able to hold it down.
Fair enough.
What I've got in my hand is one of the last relics of Shea.
Oh, is that program? Or is that the yearbook? Oh, yeah, the program.
Final Subway series from that venue. I was at the last ever game. Ollie Perez putting on a clinic that day. But that said, hey, Yankees, newsflash, Dodgers are coming for top record in the league.
Oh, hit him with the newsflash. I love it.
Down their neck, even though they just got swept by the Athletics.
Yeah, they got a lot of help from the A's this week.
Yeah,
that's huge right now because they were already breathing down their neck.
When the Dodgers just managed to barely get a win over the Nationals. I mean, how do you screw that? I mean, how does Gonsolin screw that one up? But that being said, how do the Yankees screw up against us? I mean, normally we're the ones getting our asses kicked by them, and the few times we do win, we don't sweep. I mean, this is only the 4th time we've swept the Yankees all time. Last time we did it, May of 2014 at Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, I remember that was some weird ass shit then too. So what was your big takeaway that I Mets 21-28? Because I know you probably weren't happy with Buck. You're never happy with Buck's bullpen, and David Peterson comes in and instantly gives it up.
Okay, I am a little mad about that, but Lugo was able to pick up the pieces, so I'm gonna throw Buck a bone on this.
Wow, Buck gets a bone. That's big. All right.
Growth.
Yes. Everyone's winning right now.
What I don't get is, why the heck couldn't we get many hits off Domingo Germán? A guy that, like I said last night, on paper, we should have been hitting him left and right until he went crying home to his effing mama.
I will say this, and it's counterintuitive, but his changeup was filthy to the point that he was just carving up all the lefties all night, and that's why I texted you guys. I thought he was going to leave one over the plate to Pete. I mean, he got to Marte, but it just seemed like the lefties were having a very hard time picking up that ball that was drifting away.
He's never had a stuff problem, really. I mean, he's always had a good arm. He's had command issues. He leaves a lot of pitches up.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, he was.
We win this World Series this year, we're going to be building a damn empire.
There it is.
I got I was at on Sunday.
My guy. You still owe us a cosplay. We'll do that for the next time. Subway Series is a little dialed up, but we said we were all going to dress in cosplay. Once Kev's here, we'll all get some costumes going on and shit like that.
Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do that after the Braves series. But I have a con to do that weekend, so maybe if you do the game after I get back, the broadcast after I get back home, like at 5 or 6 o'clock.
Perfect. Well, Mets 21-28. Thanks for joining, brother. Have yourself a night. This is one of those good sleeps you're gonna have tonight, my friend.
Watch the highlight.
LFGM, baby.
Screws up with Arizona this weekend.
Yep. We're all Snakes fans. Let's go, fucking Snakes. Phil just tweeted this out to the group. I mean, again, one of the most incredible things in the internet is that the internet is slowly becoming like a more memeable, fun place. And the fact that the fucking New York Mets social team throws on Mr. Gabagool himself here. Kyle, we said we have to get this guy on the show that recorded PETA in the living room.
Yeah.
I think we have to like figure out a way to get this guy on the pod because that was one of the all-time greatest videos. That was Kevin says it gave him life again. It's like a blog. It's one of those things that gets you excited.
It was just slowly developing, and like you knew that's how it was gonna end. Everybody knew that's how it's gonna end. And he's like, Ange, he's gonna fucking strike out. You know, she's on the other side trying to talk him off the ledge. He's like, of course he did. What a coincidence.
What a coincidence. Just an all-time moment. You know, we're going to throw that on some point in the post game as well. We're going to go to Jake Java. Jake, how are we doing, baby?
We're doing phenomenal. What a series. What a win. And my favorite part about this series, both games, no bullshit. We didn't win by any errors. We didn't get lucky. Yep. If anything, the Yankees made great plays yesterday. They were still decent in the field today, other than Carpenter had a shit throw. But no bullshit. We earned the wins. If someone never watched baseball and watched those two games, you would ask who has the best record in the majors. There's only one answer. It's the Mets.
It's unbelievable, man. This is just what life's going to be like. Chris, this is what life's going to be like at some point for the Tigers, man. You're going to get saved.
When I'm 80, I know. I mean, I'm rooting for. That's why I'm attached to this now. It's the optimism. I'm just not used to it. I'm getting flashbacks, especially. I mean, Scherzer. You have the parallels, but like, hey, man, we're 3 games up on Cleveland, and we got Scherzer going tonight. Like that. Just like, even if you fall short, it's like. To have summers that matter, especially like leading up to football when it's like, all right, we got some here. It's the best, dude. It's the best. I miss summers that matter, man. It was always awesome. Yeah.
4th season.
Red Wings on the top.
We've said we need to make meaningful games in September shirts, and we still haven't made them. So like this is gonna be ever.
Oh man. For the people that didn't see it, we're gonna share this this video here. I think everyone, I mean, this there was a tons of views on this thing pretty quickly. But we gave a little, Kevin gave his whole breakdown. The video was incredible today.
Oh, are you fucking kidding me? I've never seen this in my life. In my life. Not Andrew, no. He's going to strike out like he always fucking does. I would rather put Alfonso Gallo than Joey Gallo. Peter, watch this atrocity. He won't get it. He just came home. Strike 3. He struck him out. What a coincidence. Oh, my God. Shocked. Joey Gallo struck out. I'm shocked.
Unbelievable moment. Jake, what was your biggest takeaway from the game, the series, just life right now as a New York Mets fan?
Biggest takeaway is that I did not worry about either of these games. We're down 2-0 to start the first inning last game. This game we had a good start, but they tied up. I do not have a shred of worry. The blanket of dread and stress that the Mets had over me my entire life is slowly being lifted. And now we're about even. We're not in the above. We're not like, oh, we're definitely going to come back. But we're like, oh, we're probably not going to drop this game. And that is just a beautiful, beautiful feeling. I understand, you guys are older fans. Respect all the absolute tragedies that you witnessed. It may take a little longer to get that blanket off. But for me, it's slowly coming off, and that's the beauty of having Steve Cohen as an owner. I'm a Knicks fan, so and a Rangers fan. So you see Dolan. Like owners are not good, And finally, I have a good owner who makes me feel like he's going to take care of the team.
You said it all there, brother. And I think again, everyone's going to go at different paces, but I will say, like, going into tonight, I was like, all right, it's house money. And even, again, maybe it's just that the Mets are good, and I know the Yankees are so good, it wouldn't hurt as much with a loss, but it is kind of just like that extra, you feel like you just go into the pit at any moment. Like Kyle said, by like September, we're like, well, the meaningful in September shirts, that's a joke now. Can't do that. We don't have to worry about that anymore as long as Uncle Steve. It's the crash. We're no longer just eating empty fucking carbs and shitty calories and just crashing after the sugar spikes. We're eating proteins. We're eating good. Fucking Uncle Stevie's taking us to get us filet mignon now instead of the bullshit. The Wilpons are just giving us fucking packets of goldfish just to shut us up.
When's the last time I can be confident we're going to get someone in the deadline? I'm 100% confident. I put down my house on it. But and like, how many times are we just sitting there? That video you just played, how many times are we doing that with Jason Bay and the countless other scrubs that we've had to watch play in the Mets uniform? And then finally, we're on the right side of things. We're the ones confident.
I had a guy tweet me a video. I won't be able to find it now. And it's his dad. And he's just like, this motherfucker, the next one is worse. The one after him is even worse than that. He's talking about the bullpen. And that was like a year ago. That's the guy he was. And it has now changed where it's the guys across town doing that with, again, a better record than us. And again, I think we can all agree. Like going to the series of fellas, like the Yankees, I don't understand how they are so good. And granted, they're missing Stanton. But to be that record and what we just watched on the field does not add up. It's a little off, right?
Well,
is it not a little off?
It was the fact that the first 2 months of the season, their starting pitching every day was like 6-7 scoreless. Like, beyond Cole, like Cortez was brilliant, Tyone was brilliant, and I still like their rotation, but really I think that in the AL, it's a sweepstakes between them and the Astros who gets Luis Castillo. Because I think that right now, when you look at both those teams, Cole is a 1 and Verlander is a 1. You got to decide who's going to be your number 2 in a series. And when you look at what the Yankees have done the last month or so, that starting pitching, while not awful, has regressed to the mean. And I think that's kind of what we saw in this series as well. Like Montgomery was crap last night and didn't give him innings. And Herman gave him more than anyone expected him to. But when we're talking about a Yankees team, I mean, their best teams have a rotation that's 3-4 deep of guys that can go 6-7 innings. And I think they've kind of regressed in that aspect. Yeah.
You're looking at a lineup top to bottom that was like peak performance. They just lost Stanton. Their catcher is an all-star when they had no clue that he was going to have that level of production. It's just like it was a perfect storm, and that's not to say they're not a good team because I do think they're a great team. Yeah. But when it comes down to it, it's like it's not so sustainable. And I was listening to WFAN this morning, and they had like a great analogy of it seemed like even more so in game 1, but the Yankees were trying to play the Mets brand of baseball in game 1, and that's not their brand of baseball whatsoever. They're not built for it. Base running errors. They can't put the ball in play when they need to. All these little things where it's like those things matter in the playoffs because everybody has their horses that they're going to ride, and there's not that much room of wiggle room where you're going to get like the 4th and 5th starter in the rotation.
Yeah, 100%. And again, like they didn't face Cole, they didn't face Nestor, they didn't have to face Jake either. At the same point, no one has had to face Jake this year. But top to bottom, our guys do that, right? It's like Taiwan was going in this season as our 4, and he had all-star numbers by the time the break got here. Thanks for calling in, Jake, man. Appreciate it, my dude.
Enjoy the win, boys.
Keep that fucking positivity going. J.O. the hat guy.
Yes.
Like
Let's go. This is the Marte Parte live from Miami.
Oh, yeah. We're down in Miami.
Yeah, baby. I was on last time. Remember, I had the Keegan hat here.
Yeah.
One of 2 sold. Yo, Kyle. You were riding for. I'm sorry, you were running for rallies, and I'm riding for rallies.
Oh, I love it. Let's go.
I was like, are you just running in place right now? That's what Earthquake used to do back in the day in WWF. I was like,
nah, bro. Oh, man. Nah, I've been on this bike for like 2-3 hours.
More power to you, brother.
God damn,
yeah, man.
God bless you.
Yeah. No, but the Yankee fan, it's quiet right now. It's quiet. And we're swinging a big one, like this big Mets logo on this old hat. We are killing it right now, boys. I am so happy right now. I always have Yankee fans. It's funny because I grew up in Queens, and all my friends are Yankee fans. They're always chirping in my DMs. And I'm like, man, they're quiet. Donovan Mitchell said it too. They're quiet.
Oh shit! Speaking of you on the exercise bike, I just noticed this before. This just popped up on the timeline here. Our boy Kyle had the live Marte Parte walk off.
Oh, Marte Parte! Let's go!
I got Kyle, man. I fucking love
Kyle's
it.
running for rallies, and I'm riding for rallies. I'm not gonna lie, I've been doing this like just having the Mets game on and just getting on this bike. I dropped 16 pounds.
That a boy. I'm telling you, man, we waste all this time. We waste 3.5, 4 hours of our life every night. I'm like, you know what? I might as well get in a little bit of shape.
Yeah, for real. I'm gonna sit here for 3-4 hours on my fat ass. I'm just gonna go on this bike.
Meanwhile, my fat ass is eating sunflower seeds by
Nah, man, Clem, you the man. Like Clem, you were like the guru who keeps me calm. Because if you would ask my wife like an hour ago after that home run, I was like, damn it, I was screaming, and my wife goes, hey, relax. So,
this team is different. That's what you got to do. Everyone has to buy this team is different shirt and just have it up in the fucking closet so you take a look and just remember this team is different. Castellani says so. It's the fucking gospel in my book, all right?
This team reminds me so much of 06. I was in high school in 06, and I used to go to so many games because I went to Bayside High School, and they had $2 tickets. So I mean, or it was either $2 or $5. It was ridiculous.
I think it was $2. I remember that. I remember that. Yeah.
I remember you used to be able to go in free and sit in the picnic area with a Pepsi can.
Oh, yep.
That's
right.
Yep. Bring an empty Pepsi can.
Oh man, it was ridiculous. But this clutch hitting is key. Like, I mean, there's people come through, and it was poetic that Easy Out Escobar is the one who sets it up. And oh man, it was just poetic and beautiful tonight. And to take these two and cherry on top, the Braves lose.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was the fact that, again, Aaron Boone, shout out, turning Escobar to the right side of the plate where he can actually hit the baseball. That was all thanks to him. He's the Don Mattingly of the American League. It's just every time I know he's going to fuck up or Buck is going to teach the umpires a thing or two. What was your biggest takeaway of the night, J.O.?
The biggest takeaway, I would say, is this situational hitting. It really, really is. And then the other thing, okay, this is the take I wanted to mention. I think we match really well up against the Yankees because they're kind of this all or nothing, swing hard, lots of home runs. So the Braves, you notice 2 out of 3 from the Braves.
Yep.
We go in here. Our starting rotation strikes out a lot of batters. And as long as our starters go deep into games, and maybe in this trade deadline we pick up some relief for the bullpen just to get the Diaz, because once Diaz comes, get Blaster Jacks ready because this game is over.
It's fucking a beautiful thing, my dude. It's
I
want
to see if I get to go. Hopefully, I get to go to one game because whenever they come to Miami, I always try to go. So.
Yeah, get to a game, then come up for the parade. Cake, punch, Coors Light. Chris is going to be there.
Absolutely.
I told him he's not even the DD. He's coming along. We're going to go Ubers all weekend long, my friend. It's going to be a fucking absolute scenes, as our boy UK Mets fan says. Keep doing your thing, J.O., man. You're crushing it, dude.
Boys, thank you for having me. Have a good night.
You too. I got to also throw this one on. We're talking about super fans and all this kind of stuff. This fucking picture making its way to my timeline today. Castellani, you sick son of a bitch. What year Castellani is this?
That's circa 2019, Chris Castellani. This is I got to explain some context here. So I love my Twitter followers. They're the best. But there was a snippet somebody took of me saying, and quote, Gregory Soto fucking sucks. And every time he blows a game, somebody reposts that clip. And that was about, I'm serious. That was about 60 pounds ago. I sent out a quote tweet that said, I didn't know that I used to look like a garbage pail kid. And so somebody posted a garbage pail clip or a garbage pail kid card with ticked off tiger, which is just brilliant. I mean, I'm not actually gonna knock the hair that much. The hair kind of works.
I didn't know you had that ability to put that kind of hair up. That is a flow right there. Again, you have to watch on the YouTube to see this flow I'm talking about.
See, nowadays I slick it back nowadays though. Well, when it gets long like that. But that was that's 2019. That's about a year removed from college, a year removed from the 6-month college dropout bender that I was on. So I've recovered a little bit from then, but there's a lot of, again, the Castellani vault is about as deep as the Disney vault at this point. I mean,
yes.
it's like there's a rumor that Prince has 200 hours of unused like footage that he just never released. The Castellani vault runs about as deep, and you'll see more of it at some point over the next several months.
The most beautiful thing about the vault is you never know when you're going to get a gem just drop on the timeline. You'll just have like a show tune going on, or you never know what's going to come. Or maybe some flow, a Garbage Pail Kid card. It's fucking a thing of beauty.
There's a lot, man. Yeah.
We're going to throw our boy Angel on, baby. How we doing, Angel? Angel, what we got going? Is that a PS5 you're playing? Oh, you got the championed belt on.
I am playing the Xbox One. I got the old school world heavyweight title because I have neighbors who are Yankee fans, and I had to shove this in their face to say, we may not be World Series champs yet, but we're the champs in New York right now. Because last time Mike checked, I could have sworn we won like 4 games in the World Series. Braves said that during our last series, and the Yankees said that twice.
Yep.
So, hey, if we're champs, might as well have it, right?
I don't know, between the Yankees fans, the Braves fans, I don't know when we're real. It's like if we keep beating you guys in series, we keep beating everyone else in series, we keep being in first place for the whole fucking year. At some point, we have to be real, right?
There's been a meme that's been going around social media and in my group chats for the longest time. The Mets had that great stretch between April and May, and when Scherzer went down there, they were like, just wait till June. June happens. Just wait till July. July is happening. And we got the July resupply going. Like, come on. When is it going to take for everyone to understand that we're good?
This man has a giant hunk of gold on his shoulder on a strap. That's how you fucking know we're back, baby.
See, here's one thing that I really loved about this series, and my big takeaway was this. Nowhere in this entire series was I worried sick. Because normally when I'm watching the Mets, I am a worried wreck. And I remembered, and I saw those 2 back-to-back home runs against Taiwan, and I was like, oh, Jesus, okay, here we go. But then I remembered last year when I went to the Mets game, September 10th, 2021, Tyler McGill versus Jordan Montgomery. And I remember how we tapped out Jordan Montgomery, and I was like, we got a chance. And then Alonso, Marte, Escobar happened, Lindor happened, and we took over. Tonight, different story. Birthday Scherzer was on his tilt, and
Birthday Scherzer, that's right.
do I want to get on Peterson? No, because he was good for us. He's been good for us. He's on that Trevor. Him and Trevor Williams are on that same tier of, I can't slander you when you're doing good because you've been good with us for a hot minute. But that's not his spot. Put him in the 6th inning if you need long relief, or in the 4th or in the 5th. Keep him away from the 8th, because as soon as that 4-pitch walk happened, I was like, yeah, okay, here we go. But Lugo, how in the hell do you expect Seth Lugo to do that? When that curveball is making people break their ankles? Okay, yep, we're good.
Yeah.
Dude.
Then Escobar comes in, gets that big hit. Nato comes down, and I see him drop a run. I'm like, I don't know why when a guy who's been hitting good with runners in scoring position is still bunting, but yet he drops a perfect one next at bat. And I'm like, I'm going to shut up.
Yep, that's right.
Nimmo comes in with a big hit and outruns everybody, and then Marte comes up with the winning hit, and all the Yankee fans are flooding out of Citi Field, crying their eyes out. 27 championship towels raining on their faces. That's the only thing they can say nowadays, when last time I checked, we went to the World Series in 2015. They went to the World Series in 2009. I'm sorry, but didn't we get there before you?
There's a 12-year-old Yankee fan out there. It's like, am I ever going to see my team in the World Series? That's what that little kid's saying night as he goes to bed. He's crying his little eyes out.
I have watched one good Mets season, 2015, and I watched it on the back end as soon as we got Cespedes. And I was a 15-year-old kid who was watching a team that I have watched for years universally suck, all of a sudden go on a miracle run. I've watched every game of this year, and I've never seen a team this good.
Yeah.
Not my Mets.
That, I got to point that out. Regardless of where it finishes in terms of talent, it's easily the best Mets team since 2006. I would say that they're probably, if DeGrom comes back healthy, the better than 2006. The 15 team was great with that rotation and how hot they got in the second half.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a lot of like, we're just going on a miracle run here until the very end. Yeah.
2006, Daniel Murphy was just Jesus. He was on a tear. Right. I don't know what type of food he was eating. Perhaps he was eating like 2 cups of Wheaties before going out to every at-bat, but that man was just killing baseballs left and right. I've never watched 2006, but I remember going back to the celebration they had, and someone, I think the commentator said, one of the best teams in the National League finally got their crown. They're NL East champs. I'm like, they were that good? Because I was never able to watch it. But this team, Scherzer coming in, Bassett being as reliable as he's been, Marte and Escobar being as good as they are. Like, it's hard for us to say that this team is built different because it is. And now we get the sweep. What was you about to say, Clem? I apologize.
No. I wanted just to you triggered something that I wanted to say earlier. I saw some stuff in the chat earlier about Peterson, this and that. You can't really just get on the guy for going in a situation he's not in. It sucked. I said I wrote my thing. I wrote Peterson shit list. It's not like he's not dead to me. He's not in trouble. It was just shit list. If he lost that game, he was gonna be like this motherfucker. But it's a one night. You fucking wash it off in your shower and you call it a fucking day. You can't get mad at him for that. Like you said, best case. And again, this is me being an old here talking 2006, like our Darren Oliver. He's our guy coming in, and he's just doing that kind of stuff. I'm trying to think. We had a guy like that in 2000, but I don't know if anyone honestly remembers that.
He's not on the tier of Tommy Sapucki. He's not on that tier.
No.
Sapucki, Jesus Christ. I can never get mad at Peterson or Williams, even when they come out the bullpen, because it's like when Scherzer went down and McGill went down long term, you guys held it down for us in the rotation. Yeah. And when the bats needed to wake up, they did, and they woke up big. I don't want to hear anyone else say that Judge is better than Alonso. I don't. Where was Judge? 3 chances. That sombrero that Marte had, someone mentioned in here, it was about to be Judge's if he got one more at bat. Thank you, Phil. It was about to be Judge. It was about to be Judge in a minute. He comes up 3 times, strikes out, leaves runners on base. And Scherzer's huffing and puffing, going down the dugout, just slapping hands like crazy. That atmosphere, the series, it just puts me in a good spot because now it's official. We're getting DeGrom next week, hopefully. We're getting him back. So now Yankees fans will say, oh, we weren't without Giancarlo this series. We would have beaten y'all with Giancarlo. Okay, we'll come to Yankee Stadium with Jake. That's fine. We'll be here with Jake. And then when you're here with Jake, see us in November. You can come to the celebration if you want to. I'll be here right with this.
Promise me, when we're going to that parade, cake punch, Coors Light, you're going to be ringing the belt with you, Angel. That's all I'm going to see. I'm going to see the belt shining in the distance. You got 2.
I got 2.
The champ. I'm talking to the champ.
I got 2.
Right now on the podcast.
Listen, one more thing before I leave. Once we get DeGrom back this year, even if we get some pieces in, Vogelbach has been key. How do you have a guy who's been on base 5 out of the 8 times, and then you sub him out for Jankowski to run? Yep. Cheat code. That's a cheat code. And with that, LFGM.
LFGM. That's the fucking energy. That's the vibes. That is a fucking master. That's the props. Has the goddamn props ready to go. Goddamn championship belt.
I love Mets fans.
I love Mets fans.
I bag if you don't know who you're going to get and everybody comes with the energy. It's just a beautiful community of crazy people.
We're sick fucks. We're the people that are getting, people are saying, see the Riley Reid shirt. It's like, yes, I'm like, you guys are the sick savages. That's why I always love White Sox fans. That's why I love Detroit fans as well. We've just been beat down where you just don't give a fuck. But when things are good, there's nothing better. And that's why I say, like, that's why when good shit happens for Detroit sports, I'm like, brotherhood. This is a brotherhood. The kind of shit we've been through.
Real quick before you get to the next guy, I got a quick question for you because I'm really interested. After this series, who would you rather play? Without knowing what the result is, who would you rather play in the World Series, Astros or Yankees?
So we asked this before the series, so this is a good question to ask after the series. Chris is a better host than I am.
I've given it a lot of thought. I've tried to put your guys in that mindset because it's like, to me, that's like if Michigan and Ohio State played each other for the national championship in football. You know what I mean? Like, is the stress worth the possibility of heartbreak? You know what I mean? Like.
So, and I'll have the chat if you guys want to answer as well, just so we can kind of get a poll from you guys. Though I believe it was a clean sweep. I'd rather play the Yankees because the Astros beat the fucking piss out. They really didn't. We could have won a couple of those games, and McNeil was hurt. I'll go to my grave saying they could have won that game if McNeil wasn't hurt.
Yeah.
I'll let the other guys answer first.
I'd rather play the Yankees in terms of just like who the easier opponent is. Yeah, it's the Yankees clearly, but. It's just, I don't know if I can even give an answer if I actually would be like, if I'm ready for that.
Before you came on, I said the Astros are the Mets South, where like they're just the bizarro us, where you're facing off against people that can do the same shit you're doing. They have a bunch of arms, and they tend to hit when they need to hit in clutch situations, whereas you can just catch Yankees on a cold streak.
Yeah. I think the Astros are going to get better themselves, too, which is also really scary.
Right.
Very scary.
And like Phil said, like they can get good players and in the deadline, or they could get like shit players and then turn them into good players because they're a fucking factory.
Yeah, they have that factory going now. Yeah, I guess I was thinking more like the emotional element of like, I feel like a loss to the Astros would go down smoother than a loss to the Yankees.
I mean, if we lose another World Series, it'd be awful either way.
It'd be okay. That's fair. Yeah.
And like Kevin's the real one to add. Like it would just be the absolute worst. All the kids that I grew up with in high school that, were rubbing this shit in my face again, my childhood was rooting against Derek Jeter and Michael Jordan. And every single year I don't know why I'm still a Sportsland fan, let alone work in sports. But like at some point you have to go like, what's the easier path? Because you're just thinking win. Right. And honestly, like I know we didn't face them, but you can't tell me after the sticky stuff was gone that Garrett Cole is like a tougher competitor than Justin Verlander is going to be out there, fucking stones. Like the guy was crying about Billy Crystal throwing the first pitch on opening day. You go to fucking Citi Field with those fucking maniacs there. Like I'll worry about that when I get to it. I'm going to say, I think it's Yankees. I saw someone in the chat say Yankees. It was Astros before the series. Now it's Yankees. I want no part of the Astros, Yankees without a doubt. So, I mean, famous last words, but it's the Yankees. And that goes to show you how much things have changed, Chris, because I could feel someone was talking about it earlier, just like how you felt. Like I would have like my stomach, I could feel every inch of it just like clenching on itself during those moments when Diaz would throw the ball into the ground or, game tying home run in the 8th. And that's just not the case anymore because the franchise is different. The team is different. And
too. And this is like the old Mets way of thinking of like, you would think we wouldn't want to play the Yankees. Imagine playing the Yankees, beating the Yankees in the World Series, and grabbing the crown of New York and never giving it back because now they can't compete with our owner and everything on top of that. And we've got the young guys, and we'll probably get Juan Soto in 2025. And it's just like an avalanche of good things that we've never come to expect, where it could be that potential, but it's still that little thought in the back of your head of like what happened in 2000.
And I will say, like, back in the 90s or even 10 years ago at this point, there was that Yankee fan, that bravado, that gabagool, that kind of stuff. It has kind of transitioned, like at least in Barstool, we see the Yankee fans they are now. They're not like these fucking bleacher creatures, right? It's kind of like that. And I think we're all, if you're a baseball fan in 2022, you're probably a little nerdy. That's just the way it is. So again, you're going to see it on the live stream. Our biggest battle is lying with the man that I've banned on Twitter for the next week, month and a week. Like those are good. That guy is going to be in our sides, the thorn in our sides from the first game of the playoffs to the last game the Mets play. He's going to be our biggest fight. And then if there's Yankees fans, if there's Braves fans, if there's whoever the fuck fans, that's like second tier. It's going to be fighting Frank, basically, in my opinion. We're going to get to Pat here. We're going to throw Pat on. How we doing, Pat?
Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing?
Fucking great. Fucking great. How we doing right now?
I'm great. I just want to say fuck all the gabagools. That's what I got to say.
I waited online to say fuck the gabagools. I love it.
I do have a good story for you guys. So my friends and I were in Philly last weekend for the Cubs series. And we were sitting in the 300s. And all of a sudden we see this guy. Everybody's taking pictures with him. It's John Middleton, the owner of the Phillies, sitting up in the 300s. And we asked him, I thought I might get something out of him about Soto. And he said that he would trade me and my 12 friends and a warm bucket bet for Juan Soto. So I didn't get any insight, but that was what I got from him.
So you're on the trading block is what you're telling me. You and Coley Mick are both on the trading block now.
I would be a Nationals fan for the rest of my life if it meant the rest of the Mets fans would be able to get Juan Soto.
That's a good fucking fan right there. People always say, Clem, would you sign up for the World Series if it meant you couldn't like watch it? I'm like, as long as everyone else knows the sacrifice I made, sign me up in a fucking second, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
You're a good man, Pat. You're a good man.
I would definitely be a Nationals fan for the rest of my life if I knew it meant Clem would be able to get Juan Soto.
You're a good dude, man. I love you, brother. Big hugs next time we meet up. All right.
Yeah. Biggest takeaway, I would say, Lindor's been coming up in clutch spots recently. We haven't been talking enough about that. My one question to you guys is, with Contreras and Robertson, do you think we are a legitimate, we are a shoe-in for the World Series?
Let me ask Chris that, because I have the rose-colored glasses and the bias going on.
As somebody who watched a team that had 5 Cy Young winners on it that got swept in the first round, there's no such thing as a shoe-in for the World Series. Was there anyone who came into last year's postseason being like, the Braves have the best team? No, but when you get in, it is a crapshoot. It increases your chances substantially. I mean, you're improving the 2 areas that you most need help with, which is the catcher position and the reliever position, or just, the bullpen in general. I would say it immediately makes you the favorites in the National League to get over the hump. And I say that, but for a team that's going to win 108 games, the Dodgers are weirdly under the radar. They're insanely good every single year. But I mean, look, it increases your chances. You're getting an all-star catcher and a reliever who continues to stick around. I mean, how many times does it seem like David Robertson was on the back end? He just kind of keeps pitching good baseball. I think the one thing that you guys have going for you right now is the fact that the easiest group to the hold that you can fill at the deadline are relievers. If you need a really good center fielder, that's tough. You need a really good shortstop, that's tough. A lot of relievers are on 1 or 2 year deals. I mean, you can have some of ours. Take Chafin and Fall. We're not going anywhere. It helps your chances exponentially. But nothing's guaranteed in baseball. Yeah,
that's true.
It's a fair way to say it.
Last before I head out, I'm from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. You probably you don't know where that is. I live 10 minutes away from the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs, and I will be attending the game next Friday when the Syracuse Mets come to town. Do you think there's any shot that I get up to Alvarez and get a bat from him?
I'm not going to promise anything on the bat. Just make sure you park yourself in the outfield. You'll get a ball, though, because he'll hit one right to you. I'm fucking calling it now.
I hope so. Oh, you need to give us another "fuck you, Frank" moment pretty soon.
It would. I'm so happy that I saw a lot of people were like, "Why aren't there any cameras on Frank?" I was not ready to see Frank melting down and getting attacked in my DMs about how he needs to be let go so we can tweet negative because the Mets were tied in the fucking game.
One of my buddies from Georgia came up to go to a Subway Series game this week, and I was like, "Oh, you should go see Frank." And he said, Frank was being bullied when I saw him. I was like, I don't know what to say to that.
Yeah, our boy Doug's didn't go to the last Barstool the ballpark with him because he said it got kind of ugly because I think Frank is such a crazy person. People are like, shut up, man. I'm trying to watch a baseball game here. So, I mean, to each their own, right? I think I see both sides of that equation. We saw Frank, what was it? The Padres series where he's just screaming and then there's people in front of him who are just like, oh my God.
I don't. It's 3-0 since he did that screaming video. So
that's true. That's true.
This is why Frank Fleming to me is Barstool's biggest anomaly. If you guys win the whole thing, is he happy? And for how long though? Would it be because Big Cat had the theory that he would it would rain during the parade and that would ruin the whole thing for him. Would there be an elongated stretch of we won this, or is it just predisposed frustration?
I think he just he watches games backwards where it's you watch and then you're happy or sad at the end. He's happy or sad going into it and then he doesn't give a fuck about the result. I've long since given up. And his brand is the negative, angry guy. That's how he got discovered, right? The New Jersey Transit. So I don't know if it's a brand thing, but you see it. He's the same in the office as when the cameras are off.
Right.
As he is but he's also, you read Sports Encyclopedia, you go, this guy fucking, I have him versus the Schwab. I am pitching this show because he knows his shit, but no one who knows their shit could honestly believe the stuff he says.
Well, dude, watch him on The Dozen, man. He's a machine.
Yeah,
it's the same way. So I'm curious about. That's why the Mets winning the World Series this year would be a social experiment for me. I want to see how every single person at Barstool reacts to it.
I'd love to see that social experiment too.
Yeah, it's like you put you take a bunch of bees and you just put them into a jar and see if they attack each other for an elongated period of time. It'll be electric.
Yeah, exactly. Pat, thanks for calling in. Best of luck in Washington if you get shipped there. Thanks for the Juan Soto if it happens. And get yourself a Francisco Alvarez ball and make me look like a legend.
I will. Last thing real quick, if you see behind me, it's always LFGM, but it's also Go Birds.
Go, oh, you motherfucker. That note, you're out of here, motherfucker. All right, Nick, you got to fucking get that taste out of my mouth. I got a goddamn Eagles fan coming at me, attacking me. How we doing, Nick?
Boys, let's fucking go.
Yes, let's go, Nick. It's fucking 11:45. I'm fucking on fumes. I need someone to pick me up and get me here.
First off, Clem, I know you needed this worse than anybody with Choco Taco going down, man. I know.
R.I.P.
I'm gonna go to the Y's down the corner tomorrow and hide the Klondike bars for you to make sure we're staying with it.
Keep it going. Anyone wants to do that, that's an easy retweet. You just do that, and we're going to tackle them from the inside out now. Like Robinson Cano is eating at the Braves like a fucking cancer from the inside out.
You see that error he made today? Fucking
yeah.
terrible.
Oh, we were having the time of our lives rewatching it on the preview game show today. Me, Phil, and Kevin.
Let me say this. If you still don't believe in this fucking team, if you still think this is the same fucking shit after what we just did against the Yankees 2 nights in a row, take Mets out of your Twitter bio, burn your David Wright jersey, and then go down to the Hudson River where fucking Max Scherzer is chopping up David Peterson and let him chop you up too. Get the fuck off my team. If you still don't believe in this fucking team, man, how could you not? How could you not be fully bought into this fucking team at this point?
At this point, if like again, I say it. Kevin, Mr. Negativity, 1 point says it. Castellani, Mr. Baseball says it. The fucking standings say it. The stats say it. Everything says it. At that point, you're just a problem. And you said it perfectly, dude. David Peterson would be a dead man right now. Max
He
would
might
either.
be.
He might already. Yeah, just for the no decision, Max might kill his ass.
The way Max came off the mound tonight got me so I'm still shaking. I'm so juiced up from it. He was trying to knock our own players out.
It was great. Nick, are you a Delco? You had a little Delco accent to you. Are you a Delco guy? It sounds like a Delco
Central
accent.
Jersey.
Central Jersey. Okay, so that's in that little. It's in the
I'm
area.
living in. I just moved to upstate New York though.
We're in upstate.
South of Rochester.
Okay, Ra-cha-cha. Good shit, man.
I
Get
coach
yourself a
college
garbage
football.
plate. Garbage plate and some salt potatoes. Good stuff up there,
The
man.
first thing I was told when I got here, garbage plate.
Yeah, can confirm. They're fucking awesome. Again, yeah, you said it perfectly though. If you can't like. And that's, and I hate harping on this because we were in these shoes long ago, but like someone like Chris, or you have the Pirates fans, even like, the Red Sox fans, like they're going to join us up for the pennant race. We're saying the bandwagon, maybe get a certain unbiased national baseball writer on the bandwagon. That's great. It's like, but like guys who don't experience like fucking special teams like this all the time, all those fan bases are like, go fuck yourselves. Why? Like that, they're the ones who are getting driven more nuts by Frank the Tank than we are. Cause they're like, man, I give anything to have a team that's, 10 games over 500, let alone 20, 25.
That's my whole thing, man. It's like, I just want to play meaningful baseball in June. Like what I would give for that.
That's my biggest thing. We've spent years trying to convince ourselves at 500 with Rick Porcello that we're a real team. And now all of a sudden we're 23 games over 500 and we can play more than we used to with Adrian Gonzalez playing first base. I don't understand it. Like how could you not just enjoy every night of this? It's the best season. And besides, the World Series year, that was even miserable for most of it. Like from start to finish, this is the best season I've ever witnessed. After all the pain we've went through the last however many years, how are you not just enjoying this? And how can you not see how different this team is? It drives me fucking crazy.
And at some point, it's like those people just have to just drop off the cliff, right?
Yeah.
It's like they're just worthless to us. They're the worst. And Adrian Gonzalez starting at first, Jose Reyes starting at third for like 2 or 3 years in a row.
Eric
Reyes
Campbell starting all over the field for us. How do you not see this team and enjoy it and know it's different? It's crazy to me.
So what was the biggest thing for you tonight, or in the series in general? Just, again, the being at ease or not having my ass clenched the entire game is the biggest thing.
I think I got three quick things. One, after the Braves and Yankees series, 2 like big built up playoff series that we win, 4 out of the 5 games that, we're not going to back down from the moment. A team that hasn't been there compared to those 2 teams. We take 2 or 3 from the Braves as they're coming on our heels. We, sweep the Yankees. The moment's not too big. We might have the best secret weapon in baseball with Buck. He outmanages every single buddy he goes up against, which wins us games. He outmanaged Aaron Boone tonight. Yeah, let's let Escobar bat right-handed. Why would you do that? And then I just want Max Scherzer pitching in October. Yep. That's what I saw tonight. Because he wasn't, sharp. He was getting the ball hit, men on base in every inning, kind of like Jake in that Game 5 against the Dodgers, it just didn't matter. He
15.
buckled down with guys on base, and that is a dude that I want pitching in Game 7 of a playoff series.
Yep, and we're hopefully getting the glitch back in Jake and that the
You
angel
got
of
those
death.
guys back to back, pitching 4 out of 7 games in the series. I'm pretty confident in that.
Yep. So yeah, just stay healthy, get some fucking people hopefully in the trades, and we go from there. Thanks for calling in, Nick.
Right.
Enjoy the
Clem,
fucking
I just want
new
to say
digs up
too, I
there.
listen to My Mom's Basement, so I hear your voice a couple hours every week, man. I love what you do.
I appreciate it, dude. Keeping the basement lights on. Me and Robbie, we're going in tomorrow. We're going to break down all the MCU stuff with our boy Jose Youngs, who's a fucking wizard of shit. I'm like you. There's an entire catalog of stuff we have to cover that I know nothing about. So we'll be back in there, man. I really appreciate you, dude.
Awesome, man. Appreciate it, guys.
LFGM, my friend. All right, we're going to Joey. Joey's been on for a while.
Hey.
What's up, Joey? How we
Let's
doing,
go,
kid?
boys. What's up?
Oh man, I'm so happy. I just saw you chilling. I'm like, this guy's probably just shot. He's fucking, but no, you get a little shot in the arm is what you gave us, man. How we doing?
Dude, I'm chilling right now. I'm having a great night. I just want to say real quick, I texted my my grandpa after that Glaber home run. I said, great. Now we get to walk off. And I called it. Didn't know it was gonna happen, but you know what? I'm chilling, man. I'm so glad we could beat those bozos. I cannot stand the Yankees. I'm so happy right now. I'm just chilling now. But yeah.
Yeah, and you're on with the great Chris Castellani. Castellani, how I know you say you guys kind of have the Yankees number, but I imagine everything else, it's fuck the Yankees, right? There's varying degrees of it, through fan bases. The Red Sox are the number 1. We're probably 2, 3-ish, whatever. I'm sure the AL East teams hate them. Are you a fuck the Yankees kind of guy? Because of, you really didn't grow up in the era though that we had to live in.
To be honest, generally speaking, no. It's and to be truthful with you, I do like this Yankees team. I like Judge, I like Stanton, I like Cole. It's not even about that. It's the one issue I have is don't cry me a fucking river because you haven't won a World Series in 13 years. Stop it. The amount of teams that would kill. You're in the playoffs every year. You're fighting for the division every year. And look, it sucks to come up short. I get it. It's not even I'm doing this because I'm rooting against the Yankees. If the Yankees won the World Series, I'd be happy for the Yankees guys at Barstool. I really would. I don't discriminate with that shit. I really would be. I love seeing the up and coming teams. I love when it's clear you got an owner who's engaged and you're going out and you're getting good players. And, I do this every year where I kind of, by May, I kind of weed out the teams. These are the ones I really like watching. And so, and obviously getting to know you guys, getting to know you, Clem, and getting to know Phil and these guys on the pod. It's been, there's more of a personal attachment. So no, it's not, this whole ordeal has not been really a fuck the Yankees thing necessarily. But at the same time, it's just an instinctual thing because of how the rest of the baseball world reacts. When they're playing in the playoffs, it just the back of my brain is I'd kind of prefer to see them lose. But it feels like I have no reason to do that. It's just how I react. I don't know why.
Yep, that's fair. What did Joey? What did your Gramp say? Is he I feel like Grandpa probably seen some shit go down over the years as a Mets fan. What was his reply back?
He's old enough to where he was a Giants fan when they still played here.
Wow.
But I texted him. I said, "This is great. Now we can walk off." He said, "Optimism. Prepare for a late night." And then he texted me right after it happened, said you called it. So
I love it, man. I love it. This team is different. He can tell you, man. I mean, he's seen some shit, I'm sure. Good and bad. Again, the people that Kevin says me and him are part of the worst generation that doesn't remember 86 and has had nothing else really to go through since then. So LFGM, what was your biggest takeaway of the night, the series, whatever, the season, whatever here?
I mean, we can hang with the best. That's what I got. I mean, and that's all there is to it. We can hang with the best. We can hit good pitchers. We can strike out good hitters. I mean, Judge went 0 for 5 tonight. That's insane. But I'm optimistic going into the deadline. I might head up to DC. I live in Virginia, so might head up to DC if Jake's gonna pitch. Hopefully,
that's a good one.
But gotta believe, man. Gotta believe.
Gotta believe. That's goddamn right, man. Goddamn right, Joey, man. Thanks for sticking around here. Chris, I gotta just pick your brain on this real quick. This stat came out earlier, and it's definitely not probably still the same just because he probably got up 1 or 2 more times. But our boy Lindor here, Francisco Lindor is a batting average of 404 with 10 RBIs, 4 home runs, 9 RBIs, 9 runs in 7 games for the Mets against the Yankees in his career. Was Lindor just a dude that, because I feel like he does show up in the big moments for the Mets, and I don't know, he hasn't had a ton of those because he was hurt for a little bit last year, and then obviously he sucked in the beginning of the year. But I do feel like he showed up against the Yankees last year, kind of prime time. He does show up, and we lost Castellani. Let me get back in the chat. So was Lindor a dude that would answer the, like, even just watching Cleveland games, not even against you as much? Like, is Lindor, seems like he's like a quote unquote clutch hitter, which I know all the nerds hate that fucking term.
Yeah.
But I know Hideki Matsui came up clutch every fucking time for the Yankees.
He was a big time player from the beginning to me. I mean, he always killed my Tigers, but most of those years they were bad. So you take it with a grain of salt. But I mean, you go back to, his key moments. He was their best hitter, or start to finish, I would say, in that 2016 run that almost won the World Series. You go back against the Yankees, the grand slam off of Chad Green in the ALDS that year. Like, he's a bizarre shortstop because he's a shortstop that has like a first baseman's mentality when it comes to driving in runs. Like, I said this, I don't know if it was on here or another stream, where like this whole misconception that Lindor has been some disappointment in New York is so bizarre. Like, he's probably going to drive in 100 this year as a switch hitting shortstop. Like, and he's still a plus defender. I think that what you've seen out of him over the last 2 games is the fact he just kills the Yankees. I mean, he has insanely good numbers against the Yankees, not just since coming to New York, but going back to Cleveland. I mean, I've always liked him. He was one of my favorite players, even when he was killing the Tigers back when he was in Cleveland. So, I mean, good guy to have on a postseason roster, I feel like. And I think you have several guys like that line up well going into October when you get there.
Yep. And again, like a guy like, even though I don't know if he's done anything maybe with the Brewers or whatever, like a guy like Vogelbach that just takes pitches, doesn't chase, can get some power on there.
Yeah.
Just take the walk and let Jankowski run for you late in a game. That is fucking, the Yankees used to do that shit and it would just kill you. And to have that kind of come back to us is nice here.
I could see Vogelbach having a similar effect on you guys what Jock Peterson had on the Braves last year. Like, give me that lefty power bat. He's not looking for singles, and yet he's going to have 3 pinch hit like home runs in the postseason. Like, he's limited with his skill set, but he's really good at one thing, and that's hitting for power. And that's what you acquired him for. It's not, you didn't get him to be a 5-tool guy.
Yeah, and I don't think it's going to be a straight platoon. I think they're going to get a guy that probably could be more of an everyday guy, but I do think he will get his at-bats against right-handers, and Buck will find out a way to use him absolutely perfectly, which giving a manager like Buck a weapon like that is that's a beautiful thing. Our boy Phil, always burrowing down on the internet here. Wandy Peralta. Happy birthday to me. I'm back with the birthday cake. I guess him and Max share a birthday, and they both had very different experiences tonight. That's a bummer there for old Wandy Peralta, man. Hey, Wandy, in the words of Robin Williams, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. Your manager did you no fucking favors putting you in that game when you should have, because that was not the move to do with fucking, again, Eduardo Escobar is an auto out from the left-hand side. I have no doubt in my mind. He brings nothing to the table as a lefty, but from a righty, that's Escobar's season is basically when he's just batting from the right side of the plate. I said we were gonna wrap up after 2 more, but these guys just jumped on. So if you guys are cool, we're gonna throw them on. We'll start with Stevie here. Stevie, how we doing, baby?
Yep. Cheers, buddy.
Cheers.
Go. I got my Scooter and the big man shirt on. I mean, at least the big man part's still I'm also psyched because I got Layla the rally pup here. We picked her up on Sunday, and since we picked her up, it's been Mets dubs. So
that's
Layla the rally
that's
pup.
Juju shit right there. That is good.
Layla
Juju.
the rally pup. She's doing great.
Baby.
And Clem, you just talked about Escobar. I mean, yeah, nightmarish from the left side, but last couple of games, clutch. In clutch situations, he stepped up in places where the Mets needed him to, and it's been great.
Yes, absolute seeds. Chris, what's your? I always love Phil is usually the guy that gets these questions. We'll give him a little break here. He's probably fucking working during all this. What's like your experience with Escobar over the years and what you've seen from him?
I mean, I think he's better than how he's performed this season, but I think one thing I've noticed about him, like a lot, I feel like there's several players in the lineup that are like this. A streaky player. I mean, you've seen him struggle, then he hits for the cycle. Struggle, then he goes, he hits that huge home run last night. I think he's a better player than how he's played. I think he's adjusting to New York. I think the big advantage though that you guys have is your lineup is so deep that you can put him 6th or 7th in a lineup and he's not going to hurt you. You know what I mean? I think that when he was with other teams, this is a guy you were relying on to go, 4th, 5th in a lineup, maybe batting 3rd. I think considering how deep your starting 9 is, you can do way worse than a guy who, despite his struggles, and I'll have to double check. I want to say coming into tonight, I saw 671 OPS with the dead balls being what they are. That's not that far away from league average. And maybe you expected better out of him. But at the same time, as far as a guy who's going to be in the bottom third of that lineup, you could do so much worse.
Yep. And he's like,
Right.
we talk about, I think it's like 850 from the right-hand side and like 550 from the left-hand side, which then when you put his 550 with Niedo's like 500 OPS, and you're just like, that bottom of that lineup gets real ugly real quick. But that should not be a problem come August 2nd. Knock on wood again, Blue Haven East. We'll have our watch party, which is the deadline party, followed by August 6th Barstool at the ballpark. So
Get
Steve,
those Blue Mountains up there, buddy.
Get those Blue Mountains up, baby. Cool you down, make it feel nice and good right now. What was your big takeaway from the series, or whatever what may have you?
I mean, we love Buck's decision making. I mean, it was great to see him out there. Great to see that the reliever is doing their jobs out there too. I mean, little rough tonight with but you got good Seth Lugo tonight, which is great. My siblings and cousins and I had a text message exchange. We're like, is it good Seth Lugo night or is it bad Seth Lugo night? It's been good Seth Lugo. So we like to see him come out, but just hanging in there with a team like this and being able to take them down at home. I mean, the camera shots with like the 7-line guys in the background, like those were magical. I mean, it was just great to see. So gets you psyched up for a series in Miami right here. I mean, we're excited.
Yeah, got to come out big. If you beat Alcantara and then you just go from there, it's like it really is found money if you're playing with house money. And granted, like you got to beat the Marlins in a series, but to take that and to then go to the next 2 games, the Lugo Lugo would just be so nice. And again, like the Robertsons, or I know a lot of people said Melanson, anyone that used to, like, just because you used to close for one of the 30 teams in baseball does not make you a great option for a reliever come October. I want, it may be unrealistic. I want an shit guy. Those guys aren't available, or they're not available cheap, as we learned with Edwin Diaz once upon a time. But I need to get just for my mental health, I need the closest thing to an shit guy we can get, along with an absolute just savage lefty that only Phil and fucking Castellani could rattle off, the best 10 guys in the league at that. Dumbass like me, I am much more disconnected from that than I was at their age. But yeah, you said it, man. Lugo is a $20 in the couch right now. I'm just hoping it's not like play money. I hope it's the real fucking thing.
Please keep good Seth Lugo going. We love it.
Yeah. And because he can go 2 innings too occasionally if he has
to. He's versatile. Yeah.
Well, thanks for calling in,
Clem, from a fellow Met Giants fan, by the way.
Oh, the Gypsies are coming out, baby. DJ, we look good today in camp. We always look good in camp. I like
what I see so far.
I saw the Talking Giants guys. They showed some fucking like they were doing pre-motion shit that I was like, Jason Garrett fucking had a heart attack.
Haven't seen that in years and years.
Yeah, he's probably like, you. That's false start. It's like, no, Jason, you can move guys pre-motion. You just didn't know that. But LFGM, LFGG, whenever it comes. But I hope the thought of the Mets and Giants both playing meaningful games in October. Whoa, that's
ready for fall.
Yeah, exactly. It was cold. It was chilly. Yeah, no more laps. It was chilly this morning in New York when I woke up, and I said it was football weather. So pretty soon I'll be saying playoff weather. All right, we're gonna close it out now. And I'll tell you, I'll be honest. We might have just said let's call it a night. But when you come in and your name is Big Pete and you're rocking a yellow and pink Mets hat, I'm like, there's my closer right there. That's my my Michael Fulmer right there.
There we go. What's going on, boys? Let's fucking go.
Let's go, Big Pete.
Let's go. The best part about the whole series, my dad's a Yankee fan. So
we got a civil war in the house.
He's always like I don't hate the Mets. They're like our little brother. They're like a little brother. But it was great to see the Mets beat the Yankees in 2 games right there. It was perfect. Oh, it's perfect.
I had a Yankees fan who he tweeted at me and Kevin in the first inning of the first game. Little brother gonna do little brother stuff again. I didn't even see the home runs happen. I was still getting like the kids in order. I didn't even sit down, and the Mets were down 2-0. And it just brings my heart so much joy to motherfuck those assholes. Come on. And in the words of Michael Jordan, everyone can talk trash when you're up big. But when the fucking, like, when it's equal, that's when the fucking real people come out and talk shit. But when you come out and talk shit, when it's 2-0, that's when I have just fucking no respect for you. And it's typical gabagool. That's what we're going to get from the gabagool people here. Which, by the way, the news that's going on about this potential guy that was motherfucking himself, Joey Gallo, we have potential mob ties and shit like that. It's absolutely wild here. We got Kyle.
Awesome.
So did you and Pops go at each other at all? Was there any talk? Was there any after that home
definitely
run, little Glaber shit? You guys were at each other's throats.
Yeah, he's like, oh, Scherzer's in Judge's head. What the Judges? What's going on with Judge? He's like, I can't believe he's doing that. I'm like, Scherzer's one of the greatest pitchers of all time, man. Like, what are you talking about? Like, give it a break. He's gonna beat Judge.
And granted, Aaron Judge could have a long, illustrious career, but in the story of baseball, Max Scherzer's name is in bold and bigger letters than Aaron Judge's name. And he could win an MVP.
Right now,
I mean, and Judge is low key old. Like at this point, Max had his weird. Max Scherzer is. I still remember that fucking Granderson trade as it was yesterday. I'm sure you do as well. Chris.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it was absolutely crazy, and I just knew him as the guy with the weird name that I would pick up in fantasy, and I would just kind of go with him. But to see what he's become, and he's right behind. Who was next on the strikeout list? Did you guys see that tonight?
I'd have to double check, but it was like what 16th all time, something like that.
And he's right near the big boys. Like he get into like damn near top 10.
No, it's fun because we Tigers fans, we lament Verlander and talk about Verlander all the time, and I get it because he was our guy. Scherzer's got a lower ERA career than Verlander. He's got a higher strikeout rate. He's probably going to have a higher WAR by the end of his career. Like, just an insane career, and he's not much younger than Verlander is. He's 38. Verlander's 39. I mean, just a ridiculous career the guy's had. And what's so bizarre is he was the ultimate late bloomer. They sent him down when he was like 26. Like he was legitimately bad for a minute. Now he's 3-time Cy Young winner.
I believe tonight with the 6 strikeouts, he just passed Pedro for the most Ks in the first 13 starts for a Met.
Yeah, I know it was him, Pedro, and another guy that they showed on the broadcast.
You're on a graphic with those 3 guys. You know you're doing something right.
You're probably all right. You're probably doing all right for yourself, right?
Yeah, exactly. So, Big Pete, was your big takeaway of the night that you get to talk shit to your dad for the next month? Was that basically the big story of the day there?
Yeah, basically, for sure. Plus, I mean, you guys already talked about it, but Seth Lugo coming out and pitching like old Seth Lugo was, the best thing that happened tonight, for sure.
Yeah, and again, if he comes out and shits the bed, it was worth it, right? It's almost like when McCann hurt his side against the Marlins. It's like we sacrificed McCann for the win. This was a bigger win, and if it turns out great. But if not, like so be it, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh man! All right, boys. So I think I'm winding down. Big Pete, thanks for calling in. That's a fucking beautiful hat. Where'd you get that hat from?
Hat Club.
Hat Club.
It's his website. Right. They make great hats. I love it. Got the patch on the side.
Oh, 86 too.
Really
cool.
Man. Yeah.
That hat is cocaine. So the 86 hat being on there is basically perfect. Oh man. So all right, boys. Castellani, hit me with something right now. Just give me some vibes. Give me some how you feel about the Metis. Give me how you feel about the Braves. Anything. Just give me something right now.
Well, I mean, the vibes are high right now with you guys. I really think that this thing is going to be kicked into a higher gear because I really do think you're going to get one of our relievers at the deadline. I think Chafin is very much in play, and a big reason for it is it came out today. There's one player on the Tigers who is not vaccinated, and it's Andrew Chafin. He will not be traveling to Toronto in our next series. People say that affects the Yankees. It affects the entire American League because the Blue Jays aren't going anywhere, and there's a very real possibility you may have to play them in a playoff series in the AL. Unless you get to the World Series, that will not be the case in the National League. Chafin, good lefty. You need one of them. It would add a lot of spice to this thing if you guys got one of our guys, and I'd be fine with it at this point. As much as I like our bullpen, you're not building a team around a bullpen, and we're 20 games under 500. So I think if you're gonna make a move, I'd go for one of those guys because I'd vouch for him. Really, like that's the one area for this team that is exempt from criticism is how good the Tigers' pen has been this year. 4th currently in bullpen ERA. That'll change soon as we unload assets here. But I mean, like the one thing beyond that is like fun. This is fun. Like, and I hope I know that, it's World Series or bust for this, but like really as somebody who hasn't watched a winning season in 6 years and hasn't watched a playoff team in 8, like, embrace this, enjoy this. Like, this stuff doesn't come around all the time. It's fun. Tonight's game, when Marte hit that walk-off, I couldn't hear Carl Ravage. That's how loud Citi Field was for a minute. So good vibes, man. Good stuff. And as always, I appreciate you guys having me on.
No, you're the man, dude. We love you, and you hear the feedback. People love having you on. We'll definitely get you on more and more if possible. And I think that like, I don't know what's going to happen in terms of the bats, the bullpen arm. If we could just get one arm from you guys, hopefully you guys get a prospect that turns into something. It feels like, again, the Sons of Cespedes is just a beautiful name, rolls off the tongue.
Yeah.
There's good juju. If we dip back into that Detroit well right there, I'd love to have you up there. So we'll go from there. We'll see what happens. Again, this whole vaccination thing, I don't, so it's just the Blue Jays that it would matter. So we'd have, like, if I have to worry about who is going to be our reliever if the Mets face the fucking Blue Jays, that's a good problem to have.
Exactly.
It means we get into the World Series. So,
and I have a theory too that if that were to be the case, they'd back down. That would be an insane story. Guy gets to the World Series and says, "I'm not playing in it." You know what I mean? Like, I think ultimately that water would find its level there, but we'll see.
So, like Chris says, enjoy it. Enjoy this season. Enjoy this team. You don't know what the postseason could be. Everyone that lived through 2006 and we thought this team was going to roll, and we've run into the shitty ass Cardinals, 83 and 79, I believe. You don't know what's going to happen in the postseason. That's just the way baseball is. It's just like fantasy. You're the best fantasy football team known to man, and then you just lose in the first round because your star running back got hurt, or just ran into a good rushing defense. Just enjoy this. It's about the journey, not the destination. That's the weird thing about baseball. One of these years, the destination will include cake, punch, and Coors Light. Hopefully November 2nd, as I've been saying all goddamn year. But if you don't, just have fun, enjoy it. Gotta believe.
Gotta believe.
Gotta believe.
Gotta believe.
Yeah, we got Chris to say it.
Yeah.
Look at that, guys. Good shit.